know the hate it. I know the hate it, and only keeps me motivated. Ain't fuck friend, they overrated. If you can get money, but show the hater, can't talk around him. He might blow the cable. I gotta thank the Lord, cause I know I'm favored. I gotta watch him out. I don't know my neighbor.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Now you are now live with the Coach Xperince, and you got your host Swinny Boy, and I have my guest, Mr. Marcus Bellamy.
What's happening, yo?
We got a few things we're gonna talk about. First of all, man, we're gonna talk about what you always scream on your social media. It's 8 of them.
It's 8 of them.
How did that come about, man? Man, and you married, right? Of course.
Yeah, I am.
How did 8 come about, man?
All right, so I've never told this story like on camera, so I'm gonna try to figure out the best political way to say it and not get myself in trouble. All right. So I have 8 children, and 5 of them are with one young lady.
Okay.
And then I have 3 by my wife.
Right.
And when I met my wife, I didn't have any. You know, she didn't have any.
Right.
So it was like, she's such a wonderful person, such a wonderful woman. It was like, there was no way I could just tell her no, you know what I'm saying? Because I got kids. Of course. You can't have kids.
Of course.
And then, 7 years later, I got 8 of them. You hear me?
Was that your whole mindset to have 8?
No, absolutely not. I didn't even live in South Carolina.
For real?
Nah, like for 5 or 6 years, I traveled around for this one company, developing plants.
Right.
And I thought that's what I was going to do forever, be corporate, like a CEO, vice president. And it was like every time I came home, it was a baby.
You realize Nick Cannon in the upstate?
Nah. I am not Nick Cannon of the upstate. I'm Big Bell, Double A Network. No, I didn't want a big family. I come from a big family. My grandfather is one of 13.
Right.
And then my mama only had me. And then I got 8. And then we're going to see what happens.
You want more? Or
we're done. We can't. The logo is the infinity sign. I can't change it now. I got to keep it.
Okay, I got you.
I got to keep it streamlined now.
How do you manage time between doing your podcast and everything like that and managing fatherhood?
I don't sleep. I've said this like a million times. I think this month. I don't sleep. Like, I can sleep when my kids are okay. Right. That's when I can sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm not in a position to where I need sleep because I have not given everything I'm supposed to be giving. Right. So I don't sleep. I just grind. Whenever everybody up, you know, partying and having a good time, I'm working. When everybody's sleeping and trying to recover, you working. I'm working. When I'm playing with my kids, guess what? When they doze off,
I'm working. I feel you on that, man. So what's the ages from the oldest to the youngest?
So Kai's 11. Cassidy's about to be 10. Number 3 is Christian. He's 6. I have Ryan. She's 5. I have Dallas. He just turned 4. I have Emmy, who's 3. Ooh. I got Lolo, who's 3. I got
you got 2 3-years.
Yeah. Ooh, and I got a newborn named Brooklyn. Shout out to baby 8. I love you, boo.
Man, that's something right there. Like, so all your kids elementary daycare up to what? Elementary school?
From 6th grade all the way down to newborn. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, man. But I thought I had a hard time with my 3, but you got 8. That's a different story, though. Like, me personally, I didn't think I would have 1, let alone 3. But me being married to my ex-wife and everything like that, I was like, okay, I had 2, and then with you being married, there's no condoms, so I was like, oh, yeah, by the way,
I've heard people do that, though.
But by the way, we got a 3rd one. Huh? What you mean we got a 3rd one? We got 2. Where the 3rd one come from there? You mean that time? Oh, but you told me you want to go have the surgery. Oh yeah, I forgot.
No, I want it.
Oh, so you want it?
I want the surgery. No,
you want the surgery? Okay,
I'm literally I'm in talks with the surgery. I'm just trying to get my recording schedule and my surgery schedule together. But when I get them to meet up in the middle, it's only 8 of them. You hear me?
I might want 1 more, man, and see how that goes.
Hey, you got it.
Like, what is your goal with your 8 kids and everything like that? What is your plan for your kids to follow in your legacy, anything like that?
I don't have any intentions of any of my kids being on television, on camera, on anything. I feel like my children have kind of already showed me who and what they want to be. Right. And my job is to use all the powers and the abilities that God gave me to put them in a position to be the best them they can be. Like, my son Jab out here, right? He wants to be a gamer and get into coding. Okay. You know what I'm saying? My daughter, Kay Bella, she's an artist, singer, songwriter / actress. You know, I got a son named Dowdow, wants to be a paleontologist. I got Christian who wants to, you know, dig up mummies. It's all my kids have their own thing. And I'm just using my platform to better position them to be the best them they can be.
I got you. So what is it, 4 and 4? How
it's 4 and 4.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. 4 boys, 4 girls.
So what is some of the life lessons you want to teach your kids that you probably learned as a kid, growing up as an adult now as a father? You want to make sure they don't follow in the same footsteps and everything like this. You know, times has changed from when we was kids. The
90s and now is totally different.
Right.
The biggest lesson that I try to teach my children, just because there's so many of them, is together we strong, divided we fall. You know, and I think that's one thing that I've constantly stressed to them. You know, I don't care who mother you came from.
Right.
All y'all Bellamy's and all y'all mine. I don't care about none of that in the background. So it's always it's basically like trying to train the Avengers. You know, you seen the Avengers, the first movie? See how bad they went in New York and they finally got it right?
That's dope.
That's my house Monday through Sunday.
So when you look at your kids and everything like that, and everything that was going on, especially when you have 4 boys and 4 girls, is it hard for you to discipline your sons versus your daughters?
Everybody on the same time.
Everybody on the same time.
Everybody on the same time. If you was on punishment for XYZ, I don't care if you're a boy or a girl, the next one gonna be on punishment for XYZ.
Right.
If 3 of the little ones is doing wrong and it's 2 big ones in the room and y'all watch them do wrong,
right?
Guess what? All 5 of y'all in trouble.
Gotcha.
Like I said, I preach teamwork and collaboration. Like, my kids are gonna know that, because I'm not gonna live forever.
Right.
One day I'm gonna die.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And my kids aren't gonna be those kids that inherit a company or inherit all this and then go crazy because nobody trained them how to take care of each other when I was gone. Nah, we work on that day-to-day training every day.
Now, you know what I'm saying, being a black father and everything like that with your sons, what is the lesson you want to teach your sons?
Respect first. Respect first. I feel like respect is one thing that a man can't live without. I feel like you got to respect yourself. You have to respect your family. You have to respect your spouse. You have to respect the people you work with, the people you don't like. I feel like respect is something that goes a long way, because you ain't got to like somebody to respect them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But there's no confrontation. So respect is a big one. Humility is everything. I teach all of them humility. Like, I don't care how much money you got, how much you got going on. You're still a person. Right. God didn't make you no different than the next.
Now, what is your life lesson with your daughters?
Be respected.
Ooh, that's good right there. Like I said, I got 2 girls and a boy, so that's I can only imagine we're having 4 and 4.
So this is what someone taught me, and it took me 6 kids. It took me almost 3 girls in to realize that this is really true. A woman, a young woman, her first love is her father or the individual who came after him. Right, of course. So I make sure, most definitely, that I show a setting example for my daughters. Now, don't let me get up here and cap like I'm just Mr. Perfect.
Yeah,
I'm just,
of course.
We never gonna do that.
Nah.
But I do try to show my daughters a different level of care and love, that whenever they bump into it again, they know the difference between toxic love and somebody really cares about me.
Right. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I admit that when I first had my daughter and then I had my second daughter, I thought in my mind that's God's way of punishing me, because the way I went through women and everything like that. Like, hey, I'm gonna show you. You went through women so many times. I'm gonna give you 2 girls. It's like, damn, did I really do this? Nah, I'm punished because I got 2 girls. I gotta train myself to rethink the thoughts that I did when I went through women in my 20s and 30s and everything like that. That's just me. Right. Do you ever feel that way? Like, okay, I got 4 girls. Maybe this is God say, you should have settled down with this one person to have just.
I know God wasn't telling me that. I know God was definitely telling me that. Another conversation. Nah, I feel like I didn't want girls just because I knew the little boy I was and the young man I was. But at the same time, I'm glad that I have young women, because now I have another way of understanding the women in my life. Right. Because I'm watching so many different forms of a woman. Right. I have a newborn. I have a 5-year-old. I have a newborn 5-year-old. Who I'm missing?
You had 2 3-year-olds.
Yeah, I got number 3 is a boy and a girl. Let's see, London, Brooklyn, Ryan, Cassie. There we go. It's like the different stages. It's like I'm learning what makes a woman tick. Right. I feel like I'll never fully understand the complexity of what God put on them. But I do feel like having daughters has got me closer to at least being able to scratch the surface of what a woman really is.
Right. Now, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to.
I answer everything.
With you having, you know what I'm saying, a baby mama and a wife, or you want to teach your sons and daughters don't go the same route that daddy did, just have kids by this one person. No. I mean, because it's never going to work out how you think what it is to just have kids by this one person versus you getting married to somebody else and having kids by them.
I feel like we all follow that premise about who and when and how we're supposed to have children, right? Because somebody else told us that. Somebody else told us that. Exactly. We have no idea why we actually do the things we do. We just more like, okay, so-and-so did it, so-and-so did it, so-and-so did it. So, of course, I would definitely want all my children, you know what I'm saying, to have one parent, because the one parent anatomy when it comes to parenting, when you have one mama and one daddy and that's all it is, I'm sure that lifestyle is much easier. I'm sure that, but think about this premise. I was just talking to somebody about this. Boom. You ever notice how the women who are going above and beyond for motherhood, right, always get the worst baby daddies? Ooh. Now wait, hold on. Didn't of you ever noticed how the best fathers get the worst children's mother?
I agree with that.
Do you know what that is?
Nah, tell me.
What you're saying, the one parent anatomy. If we all just had kids with one person. Imagine the drama. There would be no child support drama.
It wouldn't be.
It might not be an impossible feat, but I feel like that's the price you pay whenever you have children by multiple people. You inherit another problem that will not genetically already be there. Right. So like having two people to have my children, it's a mess. I would never want my children to live any of that just because the mistakes that I made as a man made it hard for those women. But now, like looking back on it now, like grown, I wouldn't have it no other way because I couldn't have had 8 by my wife. Right. I couldn't have had 8 by her. God put me where I was supposed to be because he knew those 8 was going to get me here with you. Like how we sitting now. So
now I asked Boog this before. With you having 5 by your previous and 3 now, is there any kind of disagreements between the two mothers? When, hey, like can you pick up my 3?
No, man.
Can you pick up these 3?
I like you, Sweeney boy, because you're the only one I ever let me dig this deep into my. Ooh.
You got to ask it because you know what I'm saying. How it is in society is right now, man.
He's good. He's digging. Nah, we don't run it like that. Right. Just off the go. Her house is her house. Right. Our house is our house. It's kind of where it's at. I don't believe in cross mingling. Right. Just because, once again, the mistakes that I made as a man with these 2 women put it to where that situation is what it is. But nah, we don't have that. Nah. Okay. Our kids.
Now, the reason why I asked it because Boog has one son by, I know you know who Boog is, right? Mm-hmm. He got his oldest son by a previous, and he got 3 by his wife now. I think if I'm correct, his current wife disciplined his first son, and a lot of people got a misunderstanding. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, even though this is my son by my previous mother, now, do you feel like with your wife now, you give her all control how to discipline your other 5?
Yeah, we don't. So she's the bark, I'm the bite. Okay. Just because everybody has a different stance on parenting. Right. And I can respect the other woman having an issue with another woman disciplining their children. Right. I can get that. But like when it comes to like the round of day, mundane, that's a parent. And they're going to respect her as such. Okay. Whether that's their mother or not their mother, that's still a grown woman. Right. And you in her house and you're going to give her that respect. And you see, so I don't, like if she wanted, like we was just leaving. Right. It's 6 of them at the house. And when I was walking out the door with them 2, she was, hey, sit down. She had a wiping table. She had, we don't do that. We're the Bellamys. You feel what I'm saying?
You look at like society expect for a black mother and a father to have beef with each other with a previous
they want mama. That.
They want that. That's what all they see. I mean, if you look at it, that's all what we are to society is black people have issues with each other because we got multiple kids by different women. They want us to have issues with them. And like if you sit down and talk like, hey, I know you didn't work out. I'm with her now. Everything going good. So you got to be there for the other siblings and stuff like that. They don't want that.
Child support and all that was made to be a division inside the black home.
Ooh, say it again.
Child support was made, designed, comprehended, thought of to be a useful tool in the division of the black home.
I'll agree with that, man. 100%.
Just because, why would you give somebody that kind of power that all you have to do is go to the courthouse, put a few names, a few signatures, and a piece of paper comes in the mail and says, you got to pay her now. Whoa.
Exactly.
Why can't I just take care of my child like a regular person? Why don't you have to show that I'm an unfit father before you put me on paperwork? Why is there no proof of no birth?
No.
Justice is not just. Let me tell you something.
It's not set up for us like that, man. And then don't get behind.
How do you get behind on something you're already doing?
You lose your job.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But you're already, most fathers that I've bumped into, bro, they don't just pay. Like, I pay child support.
I do too.
But I pay child support and I do back to school. And I do birthdays.
Oh, yeah, facts.
And I do this.
Facts.
And I do that. I pay for them twice. Is it fair? Absolutely not.
Of course.
But I'm not going to change who I am as a father because that paperwork has nothing to do with them kids.
Facts.
Nothing. They ain't got nothing to do with them. So I stand on it on all fronts.
And I look at it like, how is the judge going to penalize me if I get behind my license suspended? How am I supposed to get to work?
How are you? Right.
But I'm supposed to get to work now.
Let me get it straight. You're going to suspend my license.
Yeah.
But then you're going to tell me if I don't go to work, I'm going to jail. But then you're going to tell me, let me do some math for y'all because a lot of y'all do math.
Ahead.
South Carolina. In South Carolina, there's approximately 396,000 people on child support. And that was from a 5-year ago Google search that I did.
That's crazy.
Now, let's just round the number to an even number. Right. By now, let's say there are 500,000 people on child support in South Carolina. If each of us pays 2 payments a month, right? And each payment is $50. Mm-hmm. So that's $100 payment on top of the 500,000 people that you're paying. How much is South Carolina making per month? Now then multiply that times 12. And you're telling me that money cannot be best used to serve our community, to serve these children, to serve these people? Come on now. Y'all don't be listening to me. Ugh.
But see, and then you got those mothers who don't use the money what it's for.
Nah, those don't exist. People don't do that.
And you looking like, I go pick my kids up, use for example. Why the hell my kid looking like bums? You look like royalty. You get child support every week.
Now, let me say this, because people hear me talk about child support and they think that I'm picking a side.
No.
If you are a parent who uses that money for anything but the betterment of that child, you're a loser.
Say it.
If you are a father who is not paying, I'm not saying not paying child support, but you are not handling your responsibilities to your child, you're a loser. When are we all going to say that there's losers on both sides? There's losers on both sides. It's not just sexist. It's not one-sided.
I think that South Carolina should have that law like other states do, that they attract the card. It's a card now. In some states,
you can see the balance and what it's used for.
Like, hold up, you went to Boom Boom Room to get some hair.
You don't want that in South Carolina.
That's not for my kids.
South Carolina doesn't want that. You have to think.
You went to a nail shop. My kids are 3. When they gonna get the nails?
Imagine 600,000. Like I said, 500,000. $5 million, a month in payments.
No.
And then I can never understand how, if you make X amount of dollars, you pay this much. But I work at Burger King and I only pay $6 a week. Why is there different levels to how much it costs to raise the same kid in the same state, in the same tax bracket, and the same cost of living, but it does this? Man, y'all pimping.
I'm not even going to call out. I look at her sister. She told me one time she got a check from her baby daddy. 1 cent, bro.
What is that? And why did he get away with that? Why is that okay?
I said, wait a minute, huh? 1 cent? How the hell you get that in the mail for 1 cent? What kind of child support is that?
I'm not jammed up about child support.
I'm not either, man.
But I want the same right to due process as every other law is like murder. You should be able to sit me down and somebody should have to prove to me that I am unfit and I am not taking care of my responsibilities, not the word of mouth by somebody that could be hurt, angry, or bitter.
Facts.
No, that's not okay. And that's not fair.
The bad thing about that is, though, it's hard for us to prove that the mother is unfit. If we go to court to try to get custody,
you can't.
I'm not going to lie. I tried this at one point to try to get full custody of my kids. The lawyer said out her mouth, if I had like text message stuff like that, she was like, that's good and everything.
But prove it.
But if you don't have no legit proof that she's a bad, unfit mother, I'll take your case. But I guarantee you're not going to win it. I was like, say what now? She's like, yeah.
For a father to get rights to their child in the state of South Carolina, you have to be either married at the time of delivery of child, or you have to sue for custody or sue for rights. Now, understand this. I don't have rights when they're born, but you can send me a piece of paper saying that I'm responsible. What the fuck is going on? There's so much redundancy in that system, in that process. It's ridiculous.
I feel you, man. Like, tell me this: what is it like in the Bellamy household, man, with your kids? Everybody with you on a daily basis?
No, I ain't gonna do that. My kids are with me a lot. Google it. My kids are with me a lot. They're with me more than somebody. They're with me a lot. I'm gonna say that they're with me a lot. I spend that much time with them. Yeah, they're with me a lot.
Yeah, I interact with my kids like every day. Like every day, they get out of school. How was school? You having homework? Yes, sir. No, sir. You got any tests? I got this. What you got to study? Now, even when I don't have that, I get my kids like every other weekend. That's how we had agreement. Like this weekend, they're with me. This weekend, they're at the house chilling and everything. That's why I was running a little late, but we were still on time. But in the beginning, when we first separated, she put all kinds of nasty thoughts in my kids' head. And I got to sit down and tell them, like, well, Mama said this. How? I communicate with y'all every day. My oldest daughter is 13. She got a cell phone. I call her every day. Now my son got one. I call him every day. Monday through Friday, 7 days a week. It's not a day that I don't go by to interact with my kids. When I get off work, I work a third shift. And it's 7 o'clock in the morning, I call them. Y'all had a good day at school yesterday? Yes, sir. You ready to go to school today? Yes, sir. All right, we'll have a good day. I'll talk to y'all when y'all get out of school. I'm like, how your mama gonna feed y'all this bad stuff knowing good well I do for y'all every day?
I believe hurt people. And that's why I said I believe the situation I'm in, I'm never going to point the finger at none of the women involved. Because at the end of the day, the common denominator is me.
Right.
I am responsible for the outcome of what we're going through as a unit. But at the same time, if you are going through that with multiple households and listen, forgive yourself and take care of your kids. God going to do the rest.
Not a lot. Let's say in the beginning it was that way when we first separated before we got divorced. Now she understands, like, okay, I was wrong for saying this, that, and the third, and everything like that. I mean, my kids call me crying like, Mama said I'm gonna find a new daddy. I swear to you, right-handed guy, bro. She actually said, my kids are on with at school. Bro, she said this shit one time.
If we wasn't on camera, like I said, I'm the type of person I don't never like to tell nobody else's story. I'm only gonna tell mine.
No, I don't have to hide, bro. I'm gonna let everybody be known.
Like I said, I got the every other weekend deal, but I don't have them every other weekend. You feel me? Like I try to get them as much as physically possible. Yeah. You know, like I don't. Anytime I got, it's theirs.
I had them for a whole month, like the whole month of June. They was with me because we went to Disney World and everything like that.
Cool.
But
how was Disney?
Expensive.
I can't imagine.
Expensive.
I'm not going to 2052. I already put my
expensive, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man. Like I mean, we went as a family, like my extended family. We go on a vacation like every year, but it was expensive. I'm telling you right now, go to Disney World. I had a great time, man.
That's all I'm on.
You got to at least take about 3 or 4 bands, bro. At least 3 or 4.
Man, I got 8 kids. I need like 15 and support.
Hey, but you need about 20 bands.
But that's why I'm on that Double Ed network. Super hard right now.
All right, so let's go ahead on transition, switch lanes to that, man. Let's talk about your podcast, the Dad Group and everything like that, man. What was the inspiration? Because when I first was doing mine, I remember you called me. It's like, how do I do this? I gave you the blueprint and everything like that. Yeah. What was your inspiration to start your podcast?
Child support. Boom! Y'all wasn't expecting that, was you? Nah, for real. Child support. Let me tell you how it started. When Snapchat first came out, they were the only ones that would let you do an unlimited bubble. You could literally just hold the thing and let you do 13 30-second clips. Yeah. So at the time Snapchat first dropped, I was going through I was just not getting my paperwork. Somebody was just explaining to me how much money I was going to pay. Right. I'm in my feelings. Okay. So I jump on Snap and I do this thing called Bellamy's Random Rants. I'm like, bird. Remember that? Okay.
Yeah.
So boom, that was like a way for me to vent. And then I decided I wanted to be corporate and try to be a vice president of a company. And I was like, no, I don't like that because at the end of the day, I'm still going to be an employee.
Right.
And I wasn't made to be no employee. I'm a boss, you hear me? Yeah. So then I was just bouncing around. I was like, I wanted to start a platform for where people could come to express themselves at their highest or lowest point, right? But still be accepted and not judged, right? So then I got to playing with names, and I'm like, And I don't know how. I'm not gonna. Don't watch nothing before this. I'm about to lie on how I got this name, but I was just thinking about it. And I was like, I'm a dad. The project the whole experience.
Right.
It wasn't just about the podcast. I started off doing this to save myself.
Okay.
I was depressed. I was going through a lot. I was mentally unhappy. I was emotionally unhappy.
Damn.
I was going through so much just trying to find myself. And that podcast gave me an opportunity to find out what I felt like God put me here for.
Right.
So it was like the Dad Group Project, Kayla and Rah, that's the group. And then we went from the podcast to now the live audience show. And it's just like, it's been a blessing.
What was your whole plan with this and everything like that? 'Cause I know
For which
you
one? For double egg?
We gonna get to that. Like, what was your whole, when you first started the podcast and everything like that, what was your whole plan? Because the reason why I say that, because I had no intentions to think that my podcast would be anything what it is now. I said this twice already. I'll say it again. The real reason why I started a podcast, me and my cousin had this idea years ago, but I was dating this one girl, like when I first got the idea, and I kind of lied to her. And I was like, man, what way can I get her back and everything like that? I
felt like I heard
I'm like, let me go live on Facebook and admit to her that I was wrong and everything like that, because no man wanted to admit to a female that who was wrong.
Not on Facebook Live.
And so that's where the idea came about. I asked her, I was like, hey, look here, how you feel about me, you going live on Facebook? You know, I meant to you everything. Like she was against us. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just run with it. I didn't think it would be anything like this. I enjoy doing this shit. Like, I love doing this, man. Like, interacting with people like that, getting to know them, you know, telling me they what they want to tell me and stuff like that, what they got going on, whether it be music, anything like that. And I love doing this shit. So what you want to see that group project?
So I knew from the jump I wanted to make some money, because when I started it, I had 7.
Right.
And I don't know if people don't notice, if you ever go back to the old Dad Group projects, it's a 7.
Yeah. I remember listening. Yeah.
And I knew I wanted to make money because I wanted to put my family in a good position, but I wanted to put Kayla's family in a good position.
Right.
I want to put Rah family. I want to put Juice family in a good position. But I kept stumbling on, how can I make a podcast so successful that I can feed other people's families? Right. And I seen Gilly and them do it, and they got the 100 million, and I was like, okay, he can do it. But I was like, maybe I don't want to do that. And then I was like, you know what? I want to try to make a spot for other people to bring their greatness and let me add my creativity. And the quickest way for me to get $1 billion is to add this person, add this person, add this person, add this person. Before you know it, I'm just a billionaire. And that's what really just started the whole premise from going from the Dad Group Project to the Double Egg Network, because we skipped the whole step. We podcasted for like 14 months.
Really?
Yeah, we did the same, the room. We just did this. And I was like, I want to do something else. Right. I wanted something more challenging. I wanted something that was going to make me and my group better, faster, stronger. I know what I'll do. I'll put a live audience in front of you.
Okay.
A live audience means I have to do everything in one take. I can't cut it. I can't snap it. I can't. It's one take. And that's what we did. And we did, we're 3 episodes in with the live talk show, straight out of Greenville, South Carolina, TDGP Live, and we showing out.
I like that. So with the live show, people can interact with the topics. So you just come in there. Do you have, like, for me, I plan my topics out before we do it. Do you plan your topics out? We don't on the fly. We don't plan our topics because we don't really have a topic. The Dad Group Project, when we did the podcast, it started off a topic. Okay. Every episode there was a direct topic that the whole piece was centered around. Right. When we started doing the live shows, and as we started doing dad groups outside the studio, we realized we just want to promote people's brands. Okay. And what we've come to notice is people's brands have an identity of themselves. Fact. And that identity almost makes the topic. I got you. So like last night we did CEO Jed with Street Capital. His persona as an entrepreneur, as a husband, as a father, that builds the whole premise for the entire conversation. So it almost removes us having to have a topic. No, okay. Let's switch lanes to the Double Egg Network. Let's go, Double Egg. How did that come about? And what's that about? The missus. I'm really big into marketing. Okay. I don't think a lot of people really look at our brand and realize the marketing behind it. Like everything we do is strategic. We was pregnant with my 8th child. I think it was like the month she was born, and she cracked the egg making breakfast. True. And 2 yolks fell out of the 1 egg. Shut up, man. I got a picture. I'll send it to you. I'll send you the picture. And 2 yolks fell out. And we Googled it. It was like 1 for every 2,000 eggs. Right.
gets done like that.
Damn.
And it's like, you wonder how many chickens and farms they had to take for that one egg to make it to us. If you take an egg and turn it this way, it almost looks like an 8. If you take an infinity sign or an 8 and turn it this way,
I feel
like that's what made all that start like tying together.
I would never thought about that shit, bro. Real talk. Like, what is your long goal with this now? How do people want to get involved with the Double Egg Network?
My long goal is really, record labels did it first. My whole blueprint for Double Egg Network almost was built off Yo Gotti and CMG. Okay. What Yo Gotti and CMG did as a label and as a company, how they structure themselves, how they structure their artists, and how he put him, not only himself in the best position, but he put Glorilla in a good position, Bags in a good position, so-and-so's in a good position. So I was like, shit, I'm going to be Big Bear, and I'm going to put anybody that comes onto the network in a better position, because the network isn't about me. Okay. The network is about the idea that I grabbed the rawest talent, the rawest ideas, the rawest editing, and I put it all in one space to be centerfolded for the upstate, for South Carolina, period.
Now, with the Double Egg Network, you have your own location where you're going to film all your content and everything like that, the people you are bringing in, or how are you going to do that? It
depends. Shout out to the gym complex.
Facts.
We will be shooting, I think Kayla May is going to do hers at the gym complex.
Okay.
I think Tasha's going to do hers at Street Capital. I think Ra's actually going to do his like POV on the street. Like, you're going to be able to bump into him while he's shooting and interact. It really just depends on the people that were coming on board. We are just a platform. I'm giving everybody the opportunity to be as expressive as they can. Like Kayla May's show, Talk Dirty to me, is it's like a late night nasty talk.
Ooh.
And
I can only imagine the conversation.
You should look at her Facebook. Nah, but and
you gotta send me.
I want her to have full creative control of that. Right. Like, I don't want none of Bellamy's ideas on her show. I want to give her room to grow. I'm on the Dad Group project.
Right.
This is Kayla May's opportunity to take her brand, her ideas, her energy, and maximize on it.
Now, you gonna be there when they, you know what I'm saying, shoot their content and make sure everything is right? You can just
at first. So what we're doing,
go ahead.
What I'm gonna do for everybody is everybody's first season I'm sitting in.
Okay.
But I want, as they're sitting in, I want to teach them everything that I know. So like when I put together my live show, there's really not a lot of people behind me helping me put it together. You have my manager, you have the team, but as far as like just the monotony of putting it all together, it's really on me. And I want them to understand that, like, not only is this an opportunity for you to grow your brand, but I want an opportunity to grow them as people.
Okay.
I believe in sharing knowledge. So I want to take everything that I learn, teach it to them, so then they can take their ideas and maximize, and they're going to turn to the left and be like, hey, I'm on Double Egg Network. You should come on Double Egg Network. Gotcha. And then they're going to go out and bring more people back. So I'm investing in the home team first. So shout out to Kayla May, shout out to Natasha Taylor, Ra Barber, Ma Giselle, Carolina Beats, Younger, everybody, man. Like, I love you guys, for sure.
Like, how do you manage everything? How are you trying to manage everything, man? You know what I'm saying? With starting this business and everything like that. How did you find time to do this and manage your kids at the same time?
I seen a Facebook post from a ratchet. I ain't gonna put her name up. It was from a ratchet, but the post was like, you make times for things you want.
Facts. I agree.
I want my family to be successful.
Okay.
I want my grandkids to be successful. I want their grandkids to be successful.
Facts. I agree.
So that means daddy has to be successful.
Right.
So I'm going to find time to get this B. Because I'm telling you, and I say this on every media outlet I'm on, Bellamy's going to be a billionaire. I promise you. It's going to happen.
There's a billionaire for a reason, though.
Man, my work ethic is on a whole other level right now. Like, I told you, I want this on Double Egg. I'm going to say it here first.
We talked about it, man. It's coming, man. We going to get it there.
And if I can't have this, we can work on something together, bro. I respect your talent, Sweeney boy.
We're gonna talk about it in a minute. But it's a YouTube page, or you want to be big in that? You want to be like how I first got started watching 85 South Show. Mm-hmm. That's how I really got it, watching them. And now they have an app. You want to go that route with your Double Egg
I feel
Network?
like it's crazy. The Come Up radio station, they had the app, and I thought that was so cool because not only are they streaming on YouTube, they're streaming on the app.
Right.
So that's cross promotion. You're doubling your sound. You're doubling your views. You're doubling this. So yeah, now we're going to an app. Double Egg Network 2024 is definitely an app.
You heard it.
It's an app. Yeah.
So what do you have working on now? What you got coming up, like, people should be on the lookout for?
Most definitely catch that Bellamy's Random Rants in the crib with Captain Kurt dropping next week.
I had him on my first episode.
Man, listen, we invited us over and we had a dope interview. He did a whole beat breakdown. Man, Kurt is super talented.
He is,
y'all don't know, man.
Like, real talk,
Captain Kurt, Great Court, South Carolina, super talented producer. We got a vlog with that. I got TDGP Live, the Capitol coming out next week in the vlog. I got Rip the Runway Carolinas, the fashion show coming.
I'll be there.
I got Big Bell's 33rd birthday party coming.
Gotta be there for that too.
I got an interview with the Come Up dropping, an interview with Glow dropping, an interview with Sign Language Production dropping. This one, man, Bell is everywhere. Just keep typing in Bell, and it's 8 of them.
Now, you said one of your kids actually doing a vlog with you.
Yeah.
They learning everything with you. Now, how do you feel about that, man?
I love it. That's why I bring my kids with me, because growing up, man, all I saw my parents do was work and drag themselves to make sure me and my siblings have what they need.
Facts.
So like now I'm in a position where I can take my kids with me to stuff like this and teach them about, the inputs and outputs and sound and frequencies and lighting. It's like they're getting to learn something they might not never use in life, but it's a resource and a tool that they'll always have. So I love it. I always keep them on me, like when I do this.
Now, we're going to go ahead and talk about some things.
All right.
So we got coming up, man. What, me and you, we had this conversation. Mm-hmm. Me and this man right here, we about to put out together our own award show.
Oh, wait.
I beat you to it.
No way. I beat you to it. If somebody said I got to do it now. Dang,
I beat you to it, though. But yeah, man, we're trying to put together our own award show, because the reason being, no disrespect to the Hoodie Awards or anything like that, I feel like there's no podcast section, anything like that. We got some dope people in here doing podcasts. You look at the award shows every year, there's no section for doggone podcast content.
Now, this is strictly my opinion. This is no shot at anybody. I respect everybody's journey, their brands, how they're marketing. I respect that. This is just my belief. One, the award thing, we're going to come back to that. I feel like he tried to he threw me on it, because, if he says he'll do it, I'm going to do it. No, I feel like content creators really in the upstate.
Right. Go ahead.
South Carolina, period. I'm not going to say the upstate. South Carolina, period. Everybody's always said South Carolina and its music. And don't get me wrong, we have some immaculate artists.
We do.
From up here to the low country to Columbia by the beach. But what I did not get noticed like I wanted to was how much content creators have been putting on these last 18 months.
We talked about this, man.
Why didn't we get a videographer of the year? Why didn't we get a cinematographer of the year? Why we didn't get a, podcast of the year? Why we didn't get a question of the year or episode of the year? There's so much. I would like to do the award show with you. But currently, I'm like Ja Morant. If I put myself on the award show, I feel like I don't want to get nominated for nothing.
Of course. We're not going to do that, though, man.
But see, Brandon, I'm still out here dunking, man. I want my highlight. I like the idea. I want us to do something like that, and I want it to be strictly unbiased. I don't want it to be nothing about South or Greenville or Anderson. No. We're
going to branch out. Yeah.
The South Carolina Content Awards.
We can do that, though.
How that sound? We got to come up with a name.
We got to come up with that, though, man. Like,
we can work on that. I'm for that. I'm for the culture.
So before we end the topic and everything like that, again, tell the people what you got coming out, where they can find you and stuff like that, man.
Hey, man, y'all know what it is, man. It's Big Bell, man. Double A Network CEO. Man, make sure you come hit the channel, subscribe, man. Shout out to Rah Barber with It's the Real One coming soon. Shout out to Kayla May with Talk Dirty to Me. Shout out to Natasha Taylor with the Sit Down. Shout out to Majin Zale with everything Bell does. Right. Zale touches it first. Shout out to Carolina Beats for being the new DJ for TDGP Live. Shout out to Y, my manager. Y'all gotta meet my manager. She don't like me talking about her. She likes to be behind the scenes.
I gotta get me one of those, man. Like, I gotta get me a manager.
Do we have a minute to talk about it?
Yeah, go ahead, man. We can continue on for a minute. Like, yeah.
That's something you asked what really helped me transition from the podcast to the TV show.
Right.
Was having somebody that could handle certain things while I'm recording.
Okay.
Like, my manager's so tough, man. Last night when we was recording, most TV shows, when you're on TV, behind them there's a clock.
Right.
It's counting that lets you know where you're at in your time.
Yeah.
We haven't got that technical. So my manager's sitting right here, and I see her throwing me signs.
Right.
And I'm like, that's not your job, but shout out to you though. Like,
no, it makes sense though, because you don't want to go over the limit and anything like that. Because like, well, when I first started, Merv would be behind it like, I'm looking like,
because uploading something longer than an hour is a process.
Yeah, he told me,
it's real. And yeah, man, I feel like a manager is somebody that can help handle you, because you got to think, if you're like, for me, I'm the face of a label,
right?
You know what I'm saying? I work on the label,
right?
And then on top of that, I'm filming with the label.
That's a
when
lot,
do I have time to? But I got somebody who I trust with my business and the people that are associated with my business. So, and shout out to my manager, for sure. She needs her just dues.
Let me ask you this one thing. I just thought about it, man. Like, what other stuff you want to tap into besides the podcast and the network and anything like that? What is some other things you want to tap into?
Diary of a Deadbeat. It's a book I've been working on for 6 years. That's dropping November the 11th. I'm at November the 13th. I want to put my book out the same day I got put on child support. I want that to be super synonymous.
Wow.
And it's a trilogy. It's Diary of a Deadbeat, Mind of a Deadbeat, and I ain't give you that third one.
Come on, man.
No, I'm not even the third one.
So it's a trilogy. It's 3 books.
It's a 3-book trilogy about the same main character, but it's the transition, because you have Mind of a Deadbeat, and then you have I'm not gonna tell y'all no more, man. Just look. November is coming out. Diary of a Deadbeat, November the 13th. The day I went on child support, coming soon for sure.
Let's touch on it just real quick. Like, how did that whole process come about? Like, what was the whole thought process of doing a book? Because that's just not easy though.
It was easy. It wasn't easy for me to write it, but it was easy for me to do it, because that really played a big part in a lot. I feel like people are like, oh, if you're on child support, shut up. Everybody on child support, shut up. But you don't understand what giving somebody 25 to 45% of your income do to you mentally, especially if you don't know how that, you know what I'm saying? I agree. So it was like, and then the title is Diary of a Deadbeat, and it's by me. So it's like, people are like, he's not a deadbeat. That's the point. That's the
whole point. Gotcha.
What does it take to be labeled a deadbeat, and why are other deadbeats allowed to label other people deadbeats?
Facts.
Get the book, man. Diary of a Deadbeat, man. November the 13th.
Now, how are you gonna put it out? You gonna put it on Amazon?
No, I want to
release party or what?
I want to put it on Amazon just because it's my first time doing it,
right? And
I don't want people to. I don't want to give people a fake hope. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I've never wrote a book before. Okay, so it's like, but you definitely want to get this one done.
Okay,
you would love this. Matter of fact, first copy. You get.
I got you.
Brandon Sweeney Boy gets my first copy.
We're gonna talk. Yeah, Sweeney we got it though.
First copy.
All right, once again, man, tell the people how they can reach out to you and everything like that. If they want to be a part of your network, the Dad Group Project, Bellamy Rants, and so forth.
Hey, man, just make sure you go to this to the YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, Double Leg Network. I love Double Leg Network because when you type it in on YouTube, we the only thing that pop up.
Okay.
Double Leg Network. Marcus Bellamy on Facebook. Please send me your ideas, send me messages, send me comments.
Do that.
I'm trying to bring everything to the table, not just media and content, but I'm looking for culinary. I'm looking for aerobic. I want to build my own. I want to build my own BET. I want my own BET right here in South Carolina. Now. So if you're trying to work hard, put your best foot forward, grind, shine, and maintain, definitely come get with the cheat code, man. It's Double Leg Network. You know I'm coming.
I'm calling it right now. 2024. Coach Xperince will be on the Double Leg Network. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be on the network though. So
look, got him.
it ain't no doubt about it. Once again, you already know I am, man. It's Sweeney Boy. I got my man, Mr. Bellamy himself.
Hey, what's happening?
We'll catch you next time, people.
Hey, stop playing.